Hello my dear children, this is my class 9th chapter going on. It's matter in our surroundings. This is the last topic of the chapter, evaporation. Write along with me, evaporation. So what is evaporation? First of all, write it is a surface phenomena. Surface phenomena, write along with me. And during this evaporation, liquid converted to vapor. A liquid converted to vapor form, but must to write below boiling point. Below boiling point. There is a difference between evaporation and boiling. Boiling takes place from the bulk and evaporation takes place from the surface. So below boiling point. So evaporation is also a process when a liquid converted to vapor. Conversion of liquid to vapor, but the temperature must be below the boiling point. Right? Now, evaporation. During evaporation, that is when liquid converted to vapor. When a liquid converted to vapor, it required latent heat. It require, plus means require latent heat of vaporization. It require. So when it require latent heat of vaporization, this means from the material from which it is getting this latent heat of vaporization, that material get cooled. So write down, wherever evaporation takes place, I will take in detail, evaporation causes cooling. A very important point. This is one point only, how evaporation causes cooling. Evaporation led to cooling always. How? I am giving you examples. For example, I am giving you two ways to set up you how evaporation causes cooling. During evaporation, this is the first point. The molecules, the particles, you may write, the particles which have high kinetic energy, they get escape. Write down, they get escape. They converted to vapor. They get escape means they converted to vapor. And what left? Left particle is of low kinetic energy. Write down. During evaporation, the particles which have high kinetic energy, they escape, and what left? Low kinetic energy. As kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature, T for temperature. So when kinetic energy decreases, temperature decreases, hence cooling produced. During evaporation, the particles with a high kinetic energy escape, leaving behind the particles which have less kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is directly proportional to temperature. If it decreases, it also decreases, and this results in cooling. Now I am giving you example. Let on a hot summer day, that is, let it is a lake. It's a lake water, pond water. Let it is a lake. In summer days, you feel comfortable when you sit beside the lake. If you are sitting here, then a cool breeze is blowing. Why? Because there is a sun. The sun rays reaches to this point, let it reaches to this point. So the particles of the water acquire more energy than the particles where sunlight not reached. Here the sunlight reached. So the particles, the atom, the molecules of the water acquire more energy and they get escape. Liquid to vapor, escape. And what left? What left in the lake water? What left? Those particles which have less kinetic energy. And that means less kinetic energy left particles, and kinetic energy less means temperature decrease, and this results in cooling. Now there is one more way to understand how evaporation causes cooling. I just told you, during evaporation liquid converted to vapor, and during liquid to vapor they require latent heat. They require latent heat of vaporization, right? When this liquid converted to vapor, it requires some latent heat and it absorbs the heat from the surrounding. It absorbs the heat from the surrounding to evaporate. So the surrounding, now this surrounding where you are sitting beside the lake, you feel comfortable. Why? Because there is a less heat now. Why? Because this heat is absorbed by the liquid particle so as to get vaporized. This is a latent heat of vaporization. And the liquid vaporized, and here cooling results. There are so many examples I will give to you now. This is one of the example. So you can think about how evaporation causes cooling in two ways. The first is during evaporation, the molecules, the particles with a high kinetic energy escape, leaving behind those which have less kinetic energy. Kinetic energy directly proportional to temperature. Kinetic energy decreases, temperature decreases, cooling results. Second, you may think during evaporation, the particles require latent heat of vaporization, and from where they get this latent heat of vaporization? From the surrounding, from the material, and that material get cooled. For example, I am giving you one more example. Let it be your hand. This is your hand, palm, and you put here acetone. Acetone is a nail polish remover. You put here on your palm, you put acetone. You put here acetone. Okay. Now, what acetone will do? Acetone has very weak forces. This liquid has very weak forces, so it easily escapes. So what it will do? It want to convert it to vapor. It is in your hand, it is in your palm of your hand. It converted to vapor. That means liquid to vapor. It requires some heat. From where it will get the heat? From your palm, from your hand. So your hand you get cooled. Your hand get cooled, right? So when the acetone removed from your hand, it require heat, and that heat is taken from this hand. And this is the reason this latent heat of vaporization is taken from the palm of your hand, so your hand get cooled. So during evaporation, cooling results. I'm taking one more example. Let it is your cup of tea. Let it is your saucer. S-A-U-C-E-R. It has a lot of surface area. It is a cup, it is a glass, it has less surface area. So this is this tea, this is your tea, right? Tea it is. When you are in a hurry, you better to take your tea from the saucer, not from the cup. Why? Because of today's you came to know, because this saucer has a more area, so more particles escape into vapor. More the evaporation, more the cooling. Here less vapors, because the area is less. Less the area, less liquid molecules convert to vapor. That is less the evaporation, less the cooling. More the evaporation, more the cooling. So remember, evaporation always increases with the increase of the surface area. Evaporation always increases with the increase of temperature. So temperature, again it is your pond water. If your sun rays are not so sharp, if sun rays are very sharp in summer, sun rays are very sharp, so evaporation is very fast. Because more the temperature, more liquid molecule converted to vapor. But today the sun is within the clouds, less the evaporation. Evaporation is less. More the temperature, more the liquid particle acquire more energy and they escape into vapor. That means evaporation depends upon temperature. More the temperature, more the evaporation. Evaporation depends upon surface area. More the surface area, more the evaporation. Evaporation depends upon humidity. Less the humidity, because less the humidity, less evaporation. Why? Because when there is a humid air, let it is your let it your atmosphere. If your atmosphere has already moisture, it has already water, humid it is, that your atmosphere is humid, then there is less chances of your sweat to escape. Why? Because there is a humid air. So when there is a humid air, there is a lot of water in the atmosphere. So water from your body, from your skin will not evaporate. Why? Because this air is already full of water. Moist air it is. So that's the reason in moist season, in humidity time, your sweat will remain on your skin. But the moment you come into your room, you switch on the fan, what happens? The fan will remove that humidity, that is water vapors from your room. Fan, wind, you can write wind or fan, will remove the water vapor from the room, or you may write from the air. When there is a removal of the water vapor from the room, from the air, then evaporation started, and during evaporation again cooling results. That's the reason in a humid day, when your body is full of sweat and you come inside the room, you switch on the fan, go on switching the fan. The moment you switch on the fan, the fan removes the water vapor from your room, and then evaporation starts. And during evaporation, cooling results, and you feel relief. Same thing happens when there is wind along with the sun rays. When there is a wind blow, that is clothes dry quickly. Clothes dry easily. Why? When there is a wind blow, why clothes dry easily? Because when the wind blows, same thing, the wind will remove the water vapor nearby the clothes. Wind will remove the water vapor nearby the clothes from the air. So that's the reason from the clothes, water started evaporating, and that comes dryness. Clothes dry easily when the wind blow, because the wind removes the water vapors from the air, or you can say from the air nearby your clothes, and in a humid day even, right? So that's the reason. This means evaporation. What is evaporation? A liquid converted to vapor at the temperature below the boiling point. And evaporation depends upon the factors. Temperature. More the temperature, more the kinetic energy, and more the chances of the liquid to convert to vapor. More the area, more the liquid convert to vapor. Less the humidity, more the evaporation. More the humidity, evaporation will not be there, because there is already water in the. If wind is blowing, evaporation is faster. So this is all about evaporation, and evaporation causes cooling. So after that, there's just one thing left. If I take a glass and I will take ice inside the glass, that is ice inside the glass, and when this is your water vapors of the air, when passes along, it get cooled. When it passes, it get cooled, and when it cooled, so that's the reason we can see the water droplets, because when vapors cooled, it's the water vapors of the air, get cooled, and get cooled, it converted to liquid, vapor to liquid after cooling, and that's the reason. This is your experiment. This is a glass of water and ice inside it. It's cool from the outside as well as the inside. When the water vapors, when the air passes near to it, it advances cooled, and here you can see water droplets outside this glass. This shows the presence of water vapor in the air. There is one question may come, prove there is a water vapor in the air. And in a humidity time, there is a lot of water vapor in the air. So that's the reason on a humid day, so there is a lot of sweating, because there is already humidity, so from our body sweat never evaporate. Only then it evaporate when we switch on the fan. So this is all about evaporation. Total chapter, again I will take my conclusion of the chapter. NCERT question answers, all things I will take in my next lecture. Thank you.